right after the defeat that Darth Vader went through in the hands of Obi-Wan Kenobi, his former master. In mere days, he was tasked by Sidious himself to seek down a Jedi that had escaped the Purge and take his lightsaber for his own, ultimately succeeding in bleeding the crystal, as every Sith had before him. Some days ago, we saw how Vader faced Master Infala, in which that fight left him almost crumbled. His leg was torn to pieces, as well as other limbs and mechanics were at the end of their function. When Vader dispatched this Jedi Master and took his lightsaber, ultimately bleeding it on Mustafar, first thing he did, of course, was return to Coruscant and attempt to heal himself. More so, repair the damage done to his now dark suit. His suit was plopped there on the operating table once trying to recuperate, but as always, it was Darth Sidious that was in the middle of all of this, as he looked on towards Vader's suit in a condescending manner, asking Lord Vader why? Why had Darth Vader ruined himself? As Vader looked on inside a Bacta Tank, fuming with anger, sensing that Sidious was practically trolling him as Vader was incapacitated. In true Sidious fashion, he didn't stop there. He went on to tell Vader that his mission was ultimately successful. Palpatine had sent him to retrieve a lightsaber, and with this possession now in his hands, the deed was done. Why ruin yourself when you have a weapon of the Sith? As Sidious ignited the red blade, looking on in pure joy, witnessing the dark path that Vader had ultimately embarked. Vader had his head low. With each passing moment, the Bacta Tank was getting heated as Vader's temperature was slowly going up. Sidious went on in his tirade. He disabled the lightsaber, and he told Vader to not fear, that the droids, which we should note Vader hated, will have his armor repaired in no time. Suddenly, Sidious felt it. He turned his head to look on a furious Vader, his eyes red as the molten lava on Mustafar. Ah, yes, Sidious said. He could sense his apprentice's anger. Vader was literally looking down on Sidious. Palpatine should have known. In a sense, this dark armor is Vader himself. It is only appropriate that he should make the alterations that he desires. Sidious recognized that Vader was basically an engineer himself. Feeling that he had roasted Vader enough, he turned back to leave the chambers and leave Vader alone for now. He told Vader to adjust the suit as he sees fit, and the moment he was done, Vader was to meet with Sidious immediately. Steaming in anger, Vader simply closed his eyes, used his frustration, used his anger as his new master had taught him, lifted every gadget available to him, and started constructing and rebuilding his suit, in a way improving it from what he had before. Vader felt that Palpatine still didn't recognize the abilities and the power that Vader possessed, even at this weakened moment. You see, Darth Vader believed that he is much more powerful than Darth Sidious. Cut off limbs did not give him any doubt, especially in this timeline, which is the beginning of his Sith campaign. The problem was that Vader was still not aware of much of Sidious's best feats. What the audience knows is that he easily defeated Savage Opress and Darth Maul, fighting them both at the same time. While it's argued that Sidious might have lost the duel against Yoda in episode 3, Sidious is a master duelist that was challenged only by the most skilled of lightsaber fighters. Force-wise, he was able to break Yoda's force wall, though he later resorted to throwing objects because of the issues he had with breaking it. He was able to easily break through Savage Opress's and Darth Maul's force walls simultaneously. However, his lightning was blocked by Yoda. In many sense, he had met his match, since his powerful force lightning was ultimately blocked by Yoda's Tutaminis. On the other hand, in a lot of canon instances, Darth Vader has shrugged off point-blank explosions, saber strikes at sometimes, being thrown off a cliff, stuck at the bottom of the ocean, as we saw in the comic series. In the Rebel series, the destruction of a Sith temple didn't even faze him. He limped off and ultimately survived. He has destroyed entire armies of rebels, multiple Jedi. Once, when alone after boarding a capital ship, he cleaned out an entire well-armored crew. When fighting Master Infala, he repelled millions gallons of water just by using the Force. And this was all done with cut off limbs. When learning of Padme's death, he literally blew Palpatine off his socks. The Force repulse that Vader inflicted upon Sidious sent him flying back. In a head-for-head matchup at this point, some might consider it a tie, but we can negate the fact of Vader's mechanical weaknesses. At the end, the truth is where weaknesses lie in Vader, in which his mechanical suit barred him from achieving his ultimate goal, which was supreme power. Meaning with one blast from Sidious's lightning, Vader's mechanical suit could disengage. This is a huge disadvantage, and of course we can talk about this for days. Comparing two powerful Sith Lords is no small feat, but you can do this also down in the comments. Tell me what you think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you can have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you until then.